Happy Sandine! It's week 12 of Words of Wellness, and today's special guest is our principal, Mrs. Clausen. Woo! So, good morning, Mrs. Clausen, and good morning, Mr. Archibald. How are you today?
Good morning, ladies. I'm well. I'm well. And Mrs. Clausen, how are you doing?
Doing fabulous. You betcha.
That's awesome. So another week has gone by. Like I said, we're in week 12. Hard to believe, but we finally tracked you down, Mrs. Clausen, and you're able to do Words of Wellness with us.
You did. You nailed me down.
So we're pretty excited that you're here. So as always, I'll start. I'll ask a few questions, and then I'm going to throw it over to Mr. Archibald, who will ask you a couple questions, and then our time will be up. It'll be over. It'll go by just like that.
Sounds great.
Here's your first question. What is your favorite ice cream treat?
That one is pretty easy. I would have to say I was super pumped when the Dairy Queen came to town because my favorite ice cream treat would be the salted caramel truffle blizzard. Hands down.
Wow.
But it's on the specialty menu and it disappeared. So if there's anybody out there that can bring that back for me, I would be forever grateful.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Salted caramel something.
Salted caramel truffle blizzard.
Okay.
Or I could default to a cookie dough as well.
So if you went in and asked for it, would they make it for you?
I don't know. I never tried to get like a backdoor one, but yeah, maybe I've got a couple connections there. Maybe a couple kids could pour me a blizzard.
Well, it'll be back on the menu after the Words of Wellness.
Yeah. It's a leverage thing now. So.
Right. Getting good as Mrs. Claus and bring her salted caramel truffle blizzard.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, next question. If you were not a teacher, what would you be doing? What would you be doing for your life?
Oh, that is a really, really tough one because I think it would be a really sad world for me if I couldn't be a teacher. I remember sitting down with my dad. He took me out for lunch in my first couple of years of teaching and, did the dad thing, checked in, like, is this a good path for you? Is this, your passion? And I remember saying to him, like, I would do this job even if I didn't get paid for it. I just love it. It's just what I'm meant to do. So this is a tough one for me to even think outside of that, but there's two parts to me. One that, gets energy from other people and one that's really an introvert and likes, just to be on my own and peaceful and quiet too. So I love reading. So maybe working in like a big library with, the vaulted ceilings and the big comfy chairs and looking through books and helping people find their passion for reading too. I think I would love that. But I think that would grow old in a hurry too, because I would need to be around people as well. So I think on the side, like as a side job, I would be like a kid party planner, looking at Pinterest and doing all the crafty things and planning games and making cakes. And that would be super fun.
That's awesome.
Crazy, I know.
Two different sides. Wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
Totally.
Wouldn't be able to do both full time, but.
Well, that is good. Okay, next question. Favorite vacation? Would you pick sun and sand or snow or ski board?
Anybody who knows me, this is super easy. My family loves to ski and I love to go skiing with them for them. But I hate being cold. I am not an outdoor in the winter kind of girl. Totally 100% sun and sand, lounging on a lounger, reading a book, watching the kids play. That would be my ideal vacation.
That's awesome.
That's super easy.
Yeah. Yep. I like that too. Summer is my favorite season.
Kind of is, a couple weeks for us as teachers, but
yeah, that's right. Okay, so next question, number 4. What is one thing that you have done for yourself during COVID?
Well, all the things that I, was hoping to do, get caught up on my to-do list and exercise more and eat healthy. None of those. I haven't done that at all. But again, knowing myself and knowing that when I get, stressed or overwhelmed, that there's two things that kind of bring me back to being grounded and peaceful. So again, that's, being alone. So going for walks by myself, putting the earbuds in, blasting the music, and just being in fresh air and nature, even just taking a half hour to go and do that, kind of just brings me back to my center. And also just, the lines between home and school and work and parenting, they're all very blurred right now. So feeling overwhelmed, just taking, 10 minutes even and playing a game of cards with my kids, or watching them do their backflips on the trampoline, or listening to their latest tour of their Lego house. Those sorts of things just bring me joy as a parent. So just taking the time to set aside the to-do lists and the checklists and the phone, and just being present with them brings me happiness. So
oh, that's so good. I love it. Yeah, it's really good. Okay. As you know, as the principal of WP Sandine, I'm not sure, I'll just remind you, graduation is right around the corner. And I know we have been busy with different activities and plans and everything for graduation. Things have been changing here, there, wherever. And so my last question is, if you could go back in time and you could talk to yourself, what advice would you give yourself as you graduate next week?
That's a big one. There's so many things. There's so many things that I just didn't know that I, wish I would have known back then. But I think if I had to pick one thing, and, definitely to pass this along to my kids too, is that I never really felt like my authentic self until I started really listening to those, I don't know what you would call them, but just those nudges, that voice inside of me that, either it could be to avoid a situation that wasn't great for me, or to do something and act in a certain way, or speak up for someone who doesn't have a voice for themselves, or, just lean into who I was. And I think we all know who we are at our core, but sometimes we do things for other people that doesn't quite feel right for us. So I think that would be my advice to myself, is just listen to that voice inside of you.
That's great advice. I love it. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so your under pressure questions are now over, Mrs. Clausen. You did fantastic. Okay, Mr. Archibald, it is your turn to ask Mrs. Clausen questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Mrs. Berzowski. Great questions as usual. Okay, Mrs. Clausen, well, I've had the pleasure working with you for the last year. So I am curious to hear, though, a little bit more about you and where you've come from. Where'd you grow up, Mrs. Clausen?
I was born in Regina, and I was there until about grade 3, and then I moved to Nipawin, and that's where I graduated from.
Okay. And then how did you get into, I mean, we talked about you having a discussion with your dad about teaching and that being your passion, but how did you come to Shellbrook, and what's kind of your pathway of getting into your principalship?
Well, it's been a long roundabout pathway. So I didn't know that I always wanted to be a teacher. I always knew that I wanted to go into some sort of a profession that was a helping profession, and kind of just led into teaching. When I first convocated from university, old school style, I would get the Saskatoon Star Phoenix and go through it and mail out my resumes to any job that was posted out there. Applied all over like Western Canada, honestly. I didn't even care where I ended up. I just wanted to be in the classroom. So I had a phone interview with a school division, a school in Northern Alberta, and got accepted into that position. And then, no Google Maps then. So did the fold out map, looking, fold it up, pulled it up. There it was, like way at the top of Alberta. So off I went, 16-hour drive in my little car, and ended up in Meander River, Alberta for 2 years teaching there, and Fort Vermilion for a year, teaching grade 3 and teaching grade 1.
Well,
Yeah, so that
Wow.
was an adventure. And then, Mark was with me as well at that time. We knew that we wanted to start a family, so we started the process again and applying more selectively back around home where our families were. Took lots of interviews, but the one where it stuck was at Parkland School Division for maternity leave for Mrs. Lana Kylick. So ended up in Shelbrook for part of a year. That's how we settled in Shelbrook. We knew that, it was a place that we wanted to stay. Didn't even have permanent employment, but just bought a house and said we're staying. From there, I went to Osborne School, taught kindergarten and ed support for a while in grade 1. Went out to Shell Lake for a bit. Went to Wild Rose for 11 years, had an amazing experience out there. Went to Debden to do some high school and middle years. And now here I am, back full circle in Shelbrook, just at WP.
Wow.
So,
wow.
yeah,
That's
a little bit of a break.
Amazing story. Amazing.
You've had lots of experience too in different communities, different ages of kids, students.
Yeah, I've taught grades or been in classrooms from grades kindergarten all the way up to grade 11. I've never taught a grade 12 class before, and I've never done pre-K, but still on my list.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That is amazing. So quite a depth of experience there. Cool. So I was thinking about a word that comes up for me when I work with you or meet you in the hallway, and the word is driven. And could you tell me a little bit more about your drive and where you get that from and how you pull that into your world and show it at the school and bring it into the classroom?
Ooh. That's a big question. I guess, I've never been afraid of taking on new experiences. I think that that's how we grow and learn and become more of who we are. So, a lot of the places that I've been or the different experiences I've had, I've sought them out and I've asked for them. I've never been okay with just being comfortable. Although there is something to say about that too. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just comes from my family, definitely hardworking and, always wanting to do good things out in the world and contributing in a positive way. And I think that there's so much we can do right where we are, and you don't have to know, the big picture of everything. You just need to take the next right step. And sometimes I think that that's part of, just accomplishing a lot, is just taking that next great step forward and knowing that you can make a difference right where you are standing. So
awesome. Well, I truly appreciate that drive that you have and working alongside with you at the school, and definitely, allowing us to throw up the words of wellness such in a quick fashion and go along with us and support us, and I really appreciate that, Mrs. Clausen. So thank you for your drive.
Well, very much a part of what I do is just allowing amazing people like you guys to go and do what you do best. So I appreciate all that you do for our school, both of you.
Oh, thanks.
And a big part of keeping people connected throughout all of this, and do wonderful things with our students and our families every day. So appreciate it very much.
That's good. I think the words of wellness have been really what is the word I'm looking for? People have enjoyed watching it, I think, every week. So it's good. And the chance that we get to interview different people and, hear about their backgrounds and put them kind of in the hot seat and ask them questions. And, it's a nice way to stay connected, like you said, and just get to know everyone on a more of a personal level, I guess, because as we're working at school and stuff, it's hard. We're coming and going and working with kids and, doing our own thing and stuff. So it's so nice to kind of slow down and get to know each other on a more personal level. So I would really like to say thank you for joining us this morning for Words of Wellness. I actually, when we found out that you were going to be our next guest, I said to Mr. Archibald, I actually don't really know her path. I don't know very much about Mrs. Clausen. So I'm so excited that you're here to, share with us. And thank you for all that you do at the school. We're so happy that you're here. And thank you for leading us through all of this COVID, especially when we didn't know what we were doing. So thank you for being such a great leader. It is truly, truly appreciative from all of us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mrs. B.
You're
very
welcome.
much appreciated.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing this today, and look forward to talking again.
Right. So that's it for this week. So next week will be our last week of Words of Wellness as we move into summer vacation. So our next victim, I don't know who that will be. I shouldn't say it like that. Our special guest will be another surprise. So please look forward to our last Words of Wellness, and have a great week, everybody. Take care.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
See you.